baby, reading good tonight.
Hello everybody that is watching this. It is Blue Train Productions, and I have spent all my money on trains, as usual.
I'm definitely not keeping these ones in the box because gotta make the boxes all, gotta break them open to frickin' get the train out. Just gotta slide out of the box. Here he is in his little display. I like this. I think I'm gonna keep them though, because it's kind of being boring, but I might, who knows.
So first off, we're going to take a look at Thomas. Well, because, it's Thomas, number one. And to be honest, this is the best engine that came out for the line so far, because he just looks incredible. He looks great, honestly. So, about the white running board, that looks fine. I wish it went around the whole model. It's like only at the front and you can see where it cuts off, which kind of bugs me, but other than that, I think mostly the model is pretty good. The side rods, the new ones, I think they look nice. The paint splatter, like on the side, this is meant to be like a variant of Thomas, because they're going to release a standard Thomas that is just like normal, so I'm going to have to get that one because while the Thomas looks nice, I just don't really care about that paint splatter. And with the face, I don't really care about the face. Like, the mold is good. It's just, like, the way the eyebrows look. He looks like the Journey Beyond Sodor Thomas on the poster. So that kind of bugs me a little. But, like, the actual face mold, that looks good. Has the same, traction things. I don't know what you would call them. The grippers. Same ones that Trackmaster 2 had. I'm just going to call these Trackmaster 3 because I don't know if these have a name yet. And the rivets and, like, the printed detail feel like they have texture, and I really like that. Especially with, like, the handrails. I like that. That's nice. The engine splasher is freaking huge. Like, that is a huge splasher. So that kind of bugged me, too. It's accurate to the show, it's just it's huge looking to me. And the Thomas looks big, but in real life, he actually looks like not that big. Because before I got him, I was contemplating about getting him because he looked weird on, like, videos. Of course, the model does have, like, weird paint things. Like, on the front of the model, the buffers are painted, but the back buffers are not, which that bugs me. I think that's kind of dumb. They should have just painted both of them. That was a weird lip slap. I'm sorry. The only sticker on the model is the windows at the front, which that's fine. But when I got my model, the stickers were literally peeling off already, and it was hard to see that from the box. I probably should have looked at the box better, but that kind of sucks. And the coal load for the model is giant. So it's like molded to the top of the cab. So I understand why they did that. They're both black and they're both right next to each other. But like when you look at the coal load, it's very high up.
Well, of course, the
I don't
day
know,
I
that
start,
looks a little weird.
the day I choose to film.
Other than those few
there's lawn
little
mowing going
nitpicks,
on,
I
and
think
it's
the
really
model
loud,
looks
so
really good.
I'm sorry, everyone. I hope you can.
The one I did
that,
get
but
though is a little bit sloppy, like the back of the
actually, I think I'll
lamp.
just wait
I
for
can
that
see
to
the
leave,
red
'cause that's
through it,
loud.
and there's some paint on the side of his running board that maybe dripped off or something. I don't know, but in all honesty, this is one of the best Thomases we've gotten in a long time, and honestly, I really like it. Like, this is a really good Thomas. He does look weird though next to other models due to his gigantic size, because while the models do look good, they are very big. Next up are the troublesome trucks, which I really like. I don't like how they use the same mold as the older trucks though, because they just look small next to the models, but I understand that cost effective and all that stuff. But in all honesty, the trucks do look really good. I think they would have been better if they were shaped like the older Tomy trucks. But other than that, I love the plank detail, and they use the same face, but one of them has an opened mouth, which does differentiate them, and I like that little detail. The cargo is kind of weird though, because like if you look at the bottom of it, there's like a hole, and I know they definitely used another older mold for the cargo, but I want to know what cargo they used, because I don't remember it being in any sets, because it had to be in something to like put it on a flatbed, because it does have a hole. And they also have the planking detail inside the trucks, which also looks very nice. But my only question with them is the brown stuff on the side of them. I would have to guess it's paint because it's all over the trucks, but it also kind of looks like rust. I don't know, it's hard to tell. I don't know if they meant it to be rust and they just did a bad paint job, or it's meant to be brown paint, but whatever it is, I think it looks pretty nice. Next up, we have everybody's favorite Splendid Red Engine, James. And I'm just not really happy with any of the tender engines, honestly. I'm going to get into why I don't like them in a second, but first I want to talk about his positives, because there are some. First, I want to say that they do have the right amount of wheels for James. That's nice. The model itself looks okay. I'm not crazy about the face either, but it's not that bad. And the cab, yes, the cab. The cab, honestly, is the best part about this model. I love how it's open, and there's just a little bit of space, where if you put some clay or sticky tack there and put a capsule Playroll figure, you could have a little fireman inside of him. That part I really like. I don't know if that was intentional or not to put little figures in him, but whatever it is, I really like that. I think that looks nice. But I just gotta be honest. They made the engines too big. Look at this James. He's huge. And I think that's the biggest problem people have with these. They're just really out of proportion. If you remember the 2020 or 2023 One Railway Range, if I remember correctly, I think people were not happy about James because he was too long. I might be remembering that wrong. Well, people are not going to like this James because he's just too wide. He's fat. The James is fat. If they just shrunk the body a little, just a little bit, I think the James would have been an 8 out of 10 model, just great. But since he's so big, he's more like a 6. And it's disappointing. But now we have James's tender, which I might be wrong, but I think it's from the Talking James model from a little bit ago, the mold of it. Because you can take out the coal, which I think people aren't happy about. I don't know. I like it because for crashes, it looks nice when it falls out. And I just think it's a nice little detail that they've never done, something to spice up the engines. And that's pretty much it with the tender. Though with the problem is that it looks teeny compared to James. In height and length, it looks just minuscule compared to him. Well, okay, maybe not minuscule. It's not that bad. But with other engines, it looks just horrible. I'll get to that in a sec. Anyways, here's the little capsule Sir Tom hat in his on the little tender. See, that's what I'm saying. I think it looks nice. But also, while we're on it, and here's this little milk tanker. I wish they put, the word milk on it to be, a nice reference to the older Wooden Railway milk tanker, but for what it is, it's okay. Though, with James's history, I think it would have been funnier if it came with the tar tanker. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Gordon. But I'm just gonna get this out of the way. He is gigantic. Honestly, out of all the engines that came out of this range so far, Gordon has gotten the worst treatment in the tender engines. Because, for one, I think they got the height right for him, but he looks, short. But look at this face. I don't think my camera can do justice of how big it really is in real life. Oh my gosh, it's just giant. It looks like he got stung a whole bunch of times. And honestly, that really, the height of it and, okay, not the height, sorry. The just short length, but, the big, wide boiler just ruins the model for me. And he doesn't even have the open cab like James does, so I can't give him points for that. But something I do like, I like the pistons. I don't think people like that. I don't know what people like about these models or not. They're still pretty new. But for what they are, I think they're a nice little change. They kind of remind me of the play rail ones, which those looked okay too. I like how they're connected to the piston, though. That's nice. And Gordon's expression is kind of weird. He's like looking up in the sky. He kind of looks sad, but it looks weird. But I don't know, he looks okay, but the face, like the expression of it just looks weird. Anyways, here's a Trackmaster Gordon to show you the size of him. Like, I think the Gordon is actually, the Trackmaster 3 Gordon is a little bit slimmer, but he doesn't look like it. Like, look at how big his face is. Now, I don't want to sound like a complaining crybaby like other YouTubers, Start Productions, but I don't know. I am just really disappointed in the tender engines because look at him. Look at this Trackmaster Gordon. He looks really good. The splashers look nice. The boiler's like the right shape. Everything looks good. His face isn't that big. But look at this Gordon. Look at how small his splashers look compared to his boiler. It is a giant difference. Heck, his dome looks like teeny compared to him. If they just shrunk the bodies a little bit, like maybe just like, I don't know, shortened the mold of the boiler, maybe like slimmed it down a little, I think the model would have been great, but they didn't do that, and now he looks weird. And that's kind of all I have to say, because I don't have the many positives about the Gordon. Like, it still looks like Gordon, and I do like the running rail buffer look to him. I like how it goes down. Like, that looks nice. But I don't know. Things are just, like, too small or too big on Gordon. And the Trackmaster one, they got it perfect, in my opinion. But, yeah, I'm just kind of disappointed with Gordon. Also, I just want to say that they should definitely bring back the shorter couplings to the models, because as you can see on Gordon, it's for all these engines. They're just way too long, so their tenders look really far away from them, and everything looks far away from them. And I don't know why they did this, because everything looked far away from the All Engines Go engines too. Like, it didn't even look good on them. And I think the only engine they did this with the Trackmaster 2 engines was Scruff. So I don't know why they brought it back or why they kept it. And same with James. I think they did also use the talking Trackmaster Gordon tender for this. I like the font of the 4. I think that looks really nice, but you can take out the coal like the other one. But this tender also looks teeny and really small next to Gordon, which that sucks. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for Gordon. And on other news, we also got a express coach with Gordon. I do wish they gave us 2 so we could actually have an express, because one coach never really felt like an express to me. But I understand why they didn't do that. It'd be hard to fit 2 in there. But for what it is, it's okay. It looks nice. It's definitely an All Engines Go model, so it's really big as well, but with the size of Gordon, you can't really tell. And our final engine is, surprisingly, the Flying Scotsman. Also, for this review, I'm just going to call him Scotsman, because saying the Flying Scotsman a whole bunch of times is definitely going to get repetitive. But here he is in all of his glory. Also, it's really hard to see on camera, but I think they made his little nameplate too small. Because on both sides it cuts off, and I don't think that's the printing's fault. I think even if they made these models gigantic, they made the splashers all teeny. So how are they going to fit this little nameplate on there? So I kind of feel bad for them on that. Anyway, here's the Scotsman, and for what he is, he's okay. I thought he was just going to be a Gordon recolor, because that's pretty much what he is. I think that's why they made Scotsman, because they already had Gordon. But they did differentiate them a little bit. Like, I like how on their running board they have two different versions. Like, Scotsman is more rounded, while Gordon is more of a slant. I like that detail. That is a nice little detail. Scotsman, of course, has a different dome. He has the nameplate, obviously. And he also has a different smokestack with the little things. I don't know what you call them. And since he needed those, so his smokestack is going to be bigger than Gordon's, his face doesn't look as big because there's plastic around it. So it doesn't look as big. Also, I checked, his face is smaller than Gordon's. And that's pretty much it for Scotsman, actually. Like, he does look pretty good. The green's nice, and the lining is okay. And that's pretty much it. I don't really have much to say about Scotsman because he is just a Gordon, so I do have the same complaints with him. Like, his running board isn't painted all the way. But, okay, well, that's more of a nitpick. He has the same side rail thing. I don't know why at this moment. I can't remember what it's called, but the pistons. He has the same pistons thing, and I think it looks pretty good on him too. And we're gonna put Scotsman over here and look at his tenders. And I do not have I think it was 2017, maybe later, the Great Race release of Scotsman Trackmaster 2, but I can 100% bet that these are just reuses of his tenders. And of course they look really small compared to Scotsman, and they're really light. And that's pretty much it for Scotsman. I think he's a little bit better than Gordon, but not by much. And that is the 2025 80th anniversary Trackmaster 3 engines. And I'm pretty disappointed in them, especially the 3 tender engines. If they shrunk, the front halves of them a little bit, I think they would have looked way better, but they didn't do that. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. Thomas is actually really good. The rest of them are okay, but especially Gordon, they're just too big. I'd say Thomas is an 8 out of 10 model. James is a 6. And Gordon is a 4. And I think Scotsman is a 5 in between Gordon and James. And they all also came with instruction manuals, which are just all the same. They have a little image of how you make the engine work, how you put the battery in. But why is there so much text? These are huge pieces of paper. I think it's not that hard to figure out how the engines work, but it's probably not that. It's probably the same piece of text in different languages, but still, that is a lot of words. And here's the iconic created by Allcraft logo right there. Oh. And of course, I forgot to film me talking about the chassis, but they're just normal all engines go chassis, but you don't care about that. We want to see these trains move. Alright, I'm just gonna film this part real quick because it's late and I want to throw these away. I just want to show off the boxes real quick. So the Thomas box is pretty good. Yeah, I kind of ripped it, so I'm throwing them away. There's a little Thomas right there, and I like this. It's Thomas pulling the QR code, and he's doing it right here too. Here's Gordon's. Here's James. Oh, there he is. And Scotsman. He's staring into my soul. And for these boxes, has a nice background, which I actually really like. Looks hand painted actually. And there's some Trackmaster 2 track right on the bottom, which is a nice detail. But then you gotta think, why didn't they just give us some? So all in all, everything I got was $63 pretty much. Then why on eBay? No, not this. What is this? But then this confuses me even more. Well, what is this?